Hello, my name is Amy Christian and I work at Dwight Foster Public Library, and today we're going to be doing a tutorial on how to make plastic planters out of water bottles or out of 1 or 2 liter bottles. So in the kit, if you pick one up at the library for our craft bag for the adults, these are the things that are going to be in your kit. You're going to have a small container of Mod Podge. You're going to have a water bottle. Now, if you have a 2 liter or 1 liter bottle at home, you can absolutely use it. You're going to have napkins, fancy napkins for decorating. You're going to have a foam brush. You're going to have white paint. You're going to have some newspaper. Then there will be some additional things that you're going to need in your house. Scotch tape or any kind of tape, a scissors, a Sharpie marker, a tape measure or ruler, a bowl, and you're going to need a little bit of flour. Let's get started. So we've put our newspaper scraps to the side. Now we're going to take our 2 liter bottle. Now keep in mind, you can do this with any of the plastic bottles. So I have used a water bottle to make a small one. Today we'll use the 2 liter for the tutorial, but you can do this with a 1 liter bottle. You could do it with a 16 ounce water bottle, 20 ounce water bottle, whatever you'd like to do. So I'm just going to measure out, and I want about half-ish is where I'm at. I want to be able to do and I'm just doing about 4 inches, but I'm doing the middle section here. And I'm eyeballing this from my ruler here, or my tape measure. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull it towards me as I keep my other hand straight with my marker, so that we can create a line. Then we're going to cut this line, poke a hole in it, and then go around and cut. All right, so there we are. So we've cut this apart. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go and cut, because this will end up fitting down here. All right. So we're going to cut out this middle section. So whichever size bottle you do, you're just going to cut out a part of the middle section. And then we're going to put that to the side. And so now the top is going to sit in here. If you want it to be a little lower, and that's okay. This one has kind of an odd shape, so I'm going to cut just a little bit more off. I would like it to be sitting just a little lower. And again, I'm just kind of eyeballing it with my scissors of going around. Aside. All right, so this will end up being the water reservoir, all right, that'll stay down there. And this is where your plant's going to be. Okay, so we'll get to the next step. So now we've cut our bottle in pieces, and we're going to paper mache it together. Let's start. So the first step in this craft is then take the newspaper that you have, I've cut it into smaller pieces, and then kind of stack them. So I could do about an inch or so. I have found that if I take a little bit of tape and tape my two pieces together, that it really helps when I am putting on the paper mache. So just a small little tip, I just think it helps. Right. So now we've got our planter together, and we're going to make our paper mache. So you're going to need a bowl and some water. And I did about a half a cup or so, half cup, 3/4 you can do. And then we're going to use, I'm going to use some flour. Now you can make this with Elmer's glue, just a white, you know, your school glue kind of thing. That's up to you. I kind of prefer the flour. I think it's a little easier, and it's materials that I always have at home. And we're just going to put some in. I'm going to start at the top, and I'm going to go over the lip of my planter just a little bit, and then you're going to smooth it so that it goes right along with the contour of your bottle. Like I said, mine's a little curvy, so go over the top lip a little bit and then come down. Now you do not need to be precise on this. That's the other really nice forgiving things with paper mache. You don't need to be like that. Use this to keep it in one spot for me. So you just dip it in, and then you take, I squeeze my fingers right through there and over the top, and then come down. And then just kind of use your fingers, and you're just kind of wanting it to go, like I said, along the contour so there's not too many bubbles, and you kind of smooth it out. Do a few more here, and then you're going to coat the whole thing. That's what you're going to do. In your kit, you're going to have white paint. And what we're doing is, after your paper mache is all dry, we want to go and paint our planter. And the reason we're doing this is because we have newspaper print, and the decorative napkins we're going to be using are pretty thin. And so we don't want to have the newspaper print actually show through. So that is why we're going to paint it white, so that we have a nice clean slate. So when we do our decorating, which is the next step, we are all set, and it will be really nice looking. All right, so we're going to finish the last phase. And as you've been seeing through the tutorial, I've been doing a 2-liter bottle, and I've been doing a water bottle. So I wanted to do that just so that you could see the difference. It's the same exact process. You're going to get in your kit a little water bottle because of the size to go in the kit. But the next thing we're going to do is we're going to decorate the outside. So we're going to make it all pretty because we painted our white paint on it so that the newspaper print wouldn't show through. We're going to use Mod Podge today, and that'll be in your kit. And you're going to get a couple fancy napkins. And what we're going to do is, these are 3 layers. So you want to take the first layer off and set it aside. And then you want to take the second layer off also. And you're going to have these in your kit, so you can decide which one you'd like to use. We're going to take our scissors, and I'm going to cut it in half. So it's real thin, so it obviously won't take much to do that with. And then I'm going to cut it in half again. And it doesn't need to be super straight or neat and tidy, but you want to do like we did with the newspaper when we did our paper mache. So we're going to make strips. Now I'm probably gonna make these just a little bit wider than we did with the paper mache ones, just because I want to make sure that I get the color, because I like the colors. All right. So there we go. And then we're gonna start decorating the big one here. So just take your Mod Podge, and like I said, you'll have a small container of that in your kit. And then for the Mod Podge, what you want to do is you want to start, first you're gonna put a layer on. And then you're going to stick your napkin on. Use your fingers, just kind of push on it. All right, and we're going to keep going around. Our bottle. And you can put these however you want. This will be however you want to design it, because this is the fun decorating part. So as you can see, you just want to be gentle with the napkin because it's thin. All right. Use your finger to kind of dab at it. Once you have this all put together, then you're actually going to do another layer of Mod Podge over the top, but I'm going to let mine dry first, and that's to seal in all of the napkin. It'll have a cloudy appearance to it, but don't worry about that part, because once it dries, it becomes clear. So it'll be a little cloudy when you first put it over the top of your papers, but once you let it dry, then it will be really, it'll be really pretty. You'll like it. So that's what we're gonna do. And like I said, once you have it all done up, just give it, I would say probably 20 minutes to a half hour just to let it dry. And then you can go over it, the whole thing with Mod Podge and a light layer. And then we're gonna actually put soil in it and do some seeds. So that's what's next. Okay, so we have finished completely our plastic bottle planters. So I have a small one out of a water bottle and a 2-liter bottle. And so the last thing that you can do with this is to actually put in your soil and your seeds. If you want to do a plant, you could do a plant. Now I'm going to talk specifically about our seed library here at the library. And these are zinnias. So you can pick these up starting on April 1st. So that is why I'm really talking about it, because these are some flowers and these are going to look beautiful once they start to grow in your planters. So picking these up would be wonderful. And we're going to start by putting them together. So the first thing I'm going to do in my water bottle one, I actually kept the top of the bottle and I poked a hole through it. And I did that when I was putting it together. So that one I'm not going to put gravel in, or some, that's what I have, a little bit of gravel. But I didn't do that in my 2-liter bottle. So I'm going to put that in here. And this is really fine gravel. And I just wanted it a little bit so that the water had a place to sit, but wasn't just going to be sitting in the soil. All right, grab some soil. And put some soil into our planters. Now you could do a plant if you wanted to. That would totally work. That would not be out of the realm at all. But we're going to use the seed library just because we want to use the seeds from our library. And that is the big reason. So We're just going to fill these up with some soil. And I'm doing it in a place in my house that I can be messy, because that's going to happen. So now we're going to take our seeds, and these are zinnias, and we're going to open them up. And reading right on here, when we're putting them in our soil, our depth is 1/8 to 1/4 inch. So we are going to make sure, and our spacing 15 to 18 apart. So obviously these need room, but we're gonna just take them, and here's our little zinnia seeds. And I'm just gonna poke a little tiny hole. And I'm gonna put 3 in this one. Now that's probably overkill, but I like to do it just in case one doesn't sprout, because you can always pull it out. So in this one, I'm gonna do 2 just because I wanna make sure that one sprouts. There we go. And there are my seeds. And then we're just going to water. And make sure that our soil is nice and soaked in both of our planters. And there you go. Now we'll let them sit in the sun so that they can really grow. And we have completely finished our plastic bottle planters. And I am Amy Christian, and you can reach us at the library to get a craft kit at Dwight Foster Public Library. And our phone number is 920-563-7790. Or you can reach us at our website, and that website is fortlibrary.org. We look forward to seeing you. Hope you pick up a craft bag. Definitely visit our seed library so that you can get your garden growing this summer. And again, my name is Amy Christian, and I work at Dwight Foster Public Library. Have a great day.